Alright, hello everyone and welcome to Sinful Gaming. I hope you're all doing well, I hope you're all staying safe, and most of all, I hope you're all fighting that war against the grey. Today is Work in Progress Wednesday, so another hobby hangout on Work in Progress Wednesday is upon us. I'm still working on that Start Collecting Fire Slayers box, and I'd love to know what everyone else is working on at this moment in time. Leave below in the comments or comment on while you're watching live on whatever platform you're watching on, whether it be Facebook, Twitch or YouTube, and let us know what you're working on. I'm just going to send out all the links and make sure people know we are live. But other than that, it should be all good. I'd love to know what you've been all working on and stuff. It's been Fire Slayers for me. They've been slowly plugging along. I probably not too far off finishing the Star Collecting box, which has been a good bit of fun, like a bit of a breakup from other things I've been painting, something different. Something I haven't really painted up before properly, so it'll be nice. Anyway, let's just make sure all the amendments are right. And yeah, we'll get into the painting in a sec. Just got the gold to go and tattoos, really, and highlighting the metals up. So let's just send out all these notifications. My variant, nice to see you, mate. Working on those rats again. Alrighty, we're just sending out the notifications and then we'll get into the painting proper. When I click on all the right buttons on the thing to send what I need to send out. Oh, you finished them. Awesome, man. That's great to hear you finally finished them. So, good work. I'm getting over the line there. Just need to paint the rim of the bases. Nice. What color rim are you going to go for? Well, what have you based them like, actually? Is a good question to ask. So yeah, if they're underground in mud, a great base rim color for like anything dirty and that sort of stuff is Steel Legion Drab. Games Workshop paint. It's fantastic for anything like dirty and dusty. But yeah, so that should be the way to go. And no, that's definitely a good way. Saying the underground. And yeah, if you're joining us, whatever platform you're joining us on, let us know what you're doing, what hobby you've been up to, and all that stuff. Yeah, all right, so I've done what I need to do. So let's get cracking into some hobby. Dry bucket. No, it's a good one to go with Stellar Mud. Alright. Well, let's flick down to the downward view and get a look at these fire slayers and how they're coming along. Go. So we'll show off how they're coming along. He's probably not the best example. There we go. So coming along. So now we're going to go to gold, which is the helmets and a whole bunch of the detail on them. So we'll get started on that. So this is a big portion of the models, and we're going to be using Balthazar Gold when I find the paint. There it is. Sorry, I just got to pull up my Twitch chat. Completely forgot. I haven't got my Twitch chat pulled up over here. Twitch. So apologies to anyone in Twitch. I haven't seen any comments so far. Probably missed any comments that were thrown up in Twitch. I'm sorry. Soren, I am so sorry, man. It's a bit of a mad dash to the hobby desk tonight. How have you been, Soren? Hope you're doing well, mate. For someone who's trying to make, Twitch affiliate, actually having my Twitch chat on so I can talk with people there might be a good idea. So you're going to be one of those people that's doing the LED lighting on the Eltharion? Oh, well. Looking forward to seeing that, man. No, definitely looking forward to seeing that, man. Yeah, so we're cracking on through these Firestays. We should have them done soon, hopefully. Yeah. Wherever you're watching from, if you're joining us, let us know what you've been working on hobby-wise. Love to hear what people have been working on hobby-wise. Which is cool. I'm getting near the end of this little Fire Slayer project. It's been a little bit of something different and fun to do. Lumineth should be here sometime in the next week or so, hopefully. Sorry, next fortnight or so. Whoopsie. Just dropped the whole base. Yeah, so this week's been a bit of a busy week. I'm not really sure, so hard. I've got some ideas of what I want to put out for, content, but the GHB is stopping me doing a few things. I need that GHB to be out so I can know what I'm suggesting. People like what they've seen in the GHB so far. I did a whole thing. GHB is an interesting one this year, I think. I'll be interested to see what it does, because it's going to sort of feel lackluster, mainly because no one's actually going to use, it's going to be not still used for a little while yet, properly. I mean, we're going to use it in CDGT, which is looking like it's probably going to get 20-ish people there, hopefully. Can't be helped with current changes to things in some parts of Australia that some people can't now come. That is what it is. Yeah, so But yeah, so it'd be interesting. I was having a good discussion with like my local community and talking about like what do we see for Age of Sigmar in the next like year or so. And the honest answer is I do see very little coming out for Age of Sigmar. I think we'll get Lumineth rumored to be September, so they're quite a while away for the actual release of the army. I don't see Sons of Behemoth coming out before them. Maybe they will, but even then, I think that, and we might be lucky to see maybe a December release for either the rumored, the two big rumors at the moment, obviously, are Daughters of Cain and Stormcast. So we'll see which one ends up maybe coming. So so we're just layering on all the gold. This is a pretty large section of the models, but it's sort of like really high resin, so you got to sort of do it after you do the other metal, the basic metal, or it just becomes too much of a pain to do. Which is fine. Smash at this, and then they'll pretty much be done. Once the gold's done, I've then just got the runes and a few touch-ups here and there, a few little extra bits on some of the character models, and we're good. So very nearly done, these 5 slayers. Oops. Just dropped my rune file there. So alright, so now we've got his helmet to do, the Rune Father's helmet. To pick out all nice and gold. Yeah, it's been a busy week. Got like properly back at work now. I had like a first full fortnight of work and buggered, but it's nice to actually be able to sit down at the hobby table and paint again for a decent amount. I mean, I managed to start getting like videos out, but like I said, it's just so hard to do videos at the moment when you're just like, what if everything I say is made redundant in, in like a week? I mean, I did that. I did the whole like these faction needs points, and literally that night the leaks came out for all the points. So, I know content on YouTube is on the back burner for a little bit. I'll probably just do a few little bits and pieces, but nothing major on YouTube at the moment, just because I don't want to waste my time effectively. So I'm doing the nice little like reminiscing videos, which have been a bit of fun to do. Yeah. The characters have generally nicer headdresses. That's what I've found. Due to the make drop, I mean, but yeah, it's pretty samey. I don't really think I'd want to paint much more than this. In Fire Slayers, it's been like nice just having this, and it'll probably be cool for like some narrative scenarios and stuff like that, you know. But I think this is going to be it for the Fire Slayers for the foreseeable. I'll probably go grab the terrain piece, and I've got the totally not endless spells already. So I'll probably paint them up. I think that's like the biggest issue with like fire slayers, isn't it? Like they're just so samey. It's fun to just paint like start collecting books, but I couldn't paint. I don't think I would enjoy painting a whole army of this. Like, yeah, so hopefully we should have some like games coming out soon. Battle game, match play, or not match play, narrative battle plans. Yeah, I mean, can you tell the difference between the two of them? Like, not really. Yeah, I don't really think there's much like different. And DJ, yeah, feeling a little bit better, man. Still better, but I can get up and leave my chair if need be if I don't feel well during this. I don't particularly like running the RPG stream and having to leave midstream of that one. But, time to do your rims. Yeah. Malvarian. Yeah. Yes, definitely happy 5 years of AOS to the whole community. Yeah, so yeah, the magma drops are pretty sweet. I mean, I can't wait to actually get to finish him. I'm doing all the troops first, and then I'm going to paint the magma drops. Because if I do the magma drop first, I won't want to paint anything else. Yeah, just getting this little star collecting done. Yeah, and pretty much so. And that's like the idea of it is like eating my veggies before I have dessert. Because if I do dessert, I'm not going to eat the veggies. And so um, it is a good way to paint. Slog through something, then reward yourself with a piece you really want to do. Probably when I'm done these, I'll go back and finish a few of the Beastman models that I've been doing. I've got a couple of Bray Shamans there, 6 Bulgor and 2 Tuskor Chariots that need finishing, and then that's and then I've got a Gargant I can start. I've got a cool Chaos Gargant that I want to get painting. He'll be for my Beasts of Chaos. Um, the Cockatrice models are very nice. I don't stay away from anything. Like, I'll paint anything at the moment. The Cockatrice models are very nice, though. Missed a bit on this dude. Gonna do his little belt buckle bit. Man. Probably once I've got this and maybe the Beast of Chaos, I might crank out some of the 40k and get painting some of my 40k ready for the new edition. I've got some Eldar and some Space Marines to paint up. I know I put a poll up on the thing saying that. No, and that's half the progress, Marvarian. If you've just done it, painted models are better than unpainted models. That's the thing at the end of the day. So I'm going to be making my own Space Marine chapter called the Shoemakers. And if you get that scientific reference, then you're a legend. If you don't know what Shoemaker is in regards to science, go look up Shoemaker, like astrology. It's one of the most important scientists in like space history. Yep. Eugene Shoemaker is who I'm naming the chapter after. So the chapter will be from Jupiter, like tying into all the references because explaining it for people. Effectively, Shoemaker is the last name of Eugene Shoemaker, who, along with his wife and I forget the first name of Levy, the scientist, Mr. Levy. Can't remember the name of Levy. They discovered a comet known as Shoemaker-Levy comet. And this comet in 1994 impacted on Jupiter, and it was recorded. It's the only known recording of history, in human history, of effectively a large meteorite or space object impacting into a planet. It's such a massive thing for us, like scientists, to have seen happen, because it not only gave potential insight into what happened, like obviously with the dinosaurs and all that extinction and the meteorite hitting the Earth. That's it, David Levy. Thank you. But like, so it not only gave us like an idea of like, okay, how could this have actually happened, but it also showed us what could happen to Earth, and that things like that massive space impacts still do happen now. Because remember, this is only 1994, so it's only 16 years ago that this happened. And so it started like NASA organizing like defense programs for Earth in regards to giant space objects and like thinking of ways to deal with that. It's just such an important scientific discovery. So yeah, I'll be doing a whole chapter called Shoemaker. They'll be from Jupiter, which is a forward world in 40k. And yeah, so we'll use that as like reference. And so the chapter symbol is going to be like a impacting comet. And their like whole like chapter tactics will be like orbital bombardment followed by shock assault. I think the name will like get people wondering what it is, and it'll be quite a cool story to be able to tell people like this is where I got my inspiration for the chapter. Be the second chapter I've sort of based on like a cool bit of history. So I used to have a Space Marine chapter, and I may revisit them. They're a Blood Angel successor, known as the. Now I'm not going to go too much into this because this is a lot more, I guess, detailed, and you can probably go look this up. But a chapter called the Angels Davidian, and the whole history was like a mock take on the Branch Davidians in which was just an interesting part of American history, I think. So it's something worth having a look at if you're interested in that. That's all like weird church cult history. It's an interesting one. Very interesting story. So they'll probably see the light of day again at some point soon as well. But we're working on designing a sector of space for like that to play out in. We're starting to work on an area of the AOS universe for us to play in as well. I think that's a couple of cool like themes and ideas for a couple of Space Marine chapters. Is using those two things, using both the Branch Davidians and Eugene Shoemaker as some inspiration for two different chapters I'll be building up. Yeah, Colin still working on these Fire Slayers men. We're nearly there though. We're starting on a gold, which is like the last major color, and then I've just got after that. I've just got my runes to start picking out really, and the metals to, and then it'll just be the metals to highlight and runes, and then a few little details on like the character models here and there, and then we are done, which will be awesome. But just discussing some ideas for a couple of Space Marine chapters that I'll be building up for the new edition. When we start doing the narrative campaigns on the channel, start building up like our own little subsector to play all our games in. And so basing two chapters, one off, one would be called The Shoemakers, based off the scientist Eugene Shoemaker. Or, no, not scientist isn't the word. I don't believe he's a scientist. I'm trying to think of the word and it eludes me. I don't know whether he classes as a scientist. But anyway, Eugene Shoemaker, the person who discovered the Shoemaker Levy comet, which crashed into Jupiter. It is the only known recording of a space impact, space-borne object impacting into a planet recorded. So that'll be one of my chapters. And then I've got another chapter that I'll be working on, which will be a Blood Angel successor called the Angels Davidian, which will be based off the have a mock sort of take on the Branch Davidians, which were a thing in America, a religious cult in America. And it's funny, both those ideas like came about from musical means. So Davidian, like Angels Davidian, were the first one I had the idea for. They came about because I was listening to the song by Machine Head called Davidian, and I wanted to know what Davidian was. So I went, did my research, and Branch Davidians came up. I'm not sure if that's exactly what the song's about, but Branch Davidians was this thing that came up, and I started having a look at it and thought, oh, that would be cool for a Space Marine chapter idea. And then the musical thing, astrologist. That's the word. Like, I'm not sure if does that count as a scientist. Yeah, it's because there's some that are. I think it counts as a scientist. There's some of them like that don't count. I don't know. making myself sound smart because I've done my research on these things, but I learned about these things and then went and looked them up and learned my stuff about these things, which is really interesting. I'm that sort of person that I think hear something and like to go look up about what I hear. So yeah, I'd known about the comet that impacted Jupiter for a little bit, and then it sort of re-joked on my mind to do some more research on it when Nightwish band did a song called Shoemaker, which was the guy who writes all the music for them is a big like science and evolution fan, like very well, let's call him a nerd in that sort of area. He's a big believer of it all, and see that's where I'm saying astronomer is an astronomer a scientist because it's not. Yeah, see, or is that just an observer? Yeah, he would be a pseudoscientist because astronomer is because an astrologist would be a scientist because it's got the ist on the end, but an astronomer is like a pseudoscientist. It's like yeah, it's weird how that all works, but anyway. So went did some more research and I'm like, oh, this would be a cool idea for a Space Marine chapter. Astrologer, wrong one. Yeah, see, they use words that trick you. Like I get, it's like it's the yeah. There's a whole bunch of like words around that swing like that where like one's qualified and one's not. It's like the difference between a cook and a chef. I am a chef, and I work with some cooks. There's a big difference in what like the two of us are. I've done my training. I've done my well, I'm completely qualified. I've studied it, studied food. Also studied health, which is an interesting one. So give me a sec. I'm going to pull out one of my Marines if I can find where I put them. Aha. So I've sprayed them blue. Thinking of doing blue and like a dark green as well with the blue. Because Jupiter's normally like represented with like green normally, so dark blue and green. It'll probably be like a lighter blue, probably be like closer to ultramarine blue and a dark green will be the color scheme. I'm not sure where I'm going to do the dark green or how I'm going to do it. Maybe I'll attempt something fun and interesting and maybe do a corded pattern on them. Do like corded blue and green. I always find that sort of interesting to do. I've never done a corded Space Marine chapter, so maybe I might give that a stab. Take a bit of time, but I think it'd be fun. So maybe that's what I'll do. Corded blue and dark green. I do not have an airbrush, Colin. Not currently. So yeah, I might do that. I might do corded blue and green. So I might. So I might paint that all up as Shoemakers, and then the new stuff that comes out with Indominus, I might paint up as my Angels Davidian, and then I can use the two in like Crusade games. I can see myself having lots of different Space Marine chapters with that Crusade way to play. I can see myself painting like lots of different chapters just because it's like, oh, I'm going to play a new Crusade campaign. Here's a new Space Marine chapter to play. I think that'll be something that happens a lot. I really want to have a good look at Crusade because I'm thinking like hopefully it can translate to Age of Sigmar well as well. I think more than anything, that's the thing I'm looking the most forward to with 40k is that Crusade. That really tickles my fancy. It's something I would be really interested in. There's something I do want to get for 40k. There's knights. Like, I do want to get some knights for 40k. And yeah, if you're joining us on somewhere, let us know what hobby you've been working on, or let us know where you're joining in from, wherever you may be. Be great to chat to people. I can see a few more people jumping in all over the place. Nice. Watching is one fantastic model. There's a few people working on that in the Discord at the moment. Funnily enough, I've been talking to a few people that have been like working on my Glockin. Oh, nice. Gloomspite Endless Spells. That's something cool. Yeah, that model, there's just so much on it. Second Born. Stormcast Eternal Points drops. Yeah, and Bjorn, nice to see you there again, mate. I'm looking forward to the Stormcast Eternal Point drop. I did a whole video talking about that very subject, though. I think there's a lot more I'm looking forward to with Stormcast. Then points drops really. But the new Primaris, they look sweet. There is no other way. Like, I was on the fence of the new edition of 40k. I was like, do I, don't I? And then the new Primaris hit, and I was like, done. So I've got like a gigantic Eldar force over there that needs to be painted. And some Marines and Sisters of Battle. Check Discord for rats. They look awesome, man. Good job getting there and getting them done. I am glad to see them all finished. Yeah, so we'll probably be packing up soon. I've got work tomorrow and got to watch the kiddies. But I'll hopefully get a bit more hobby done tomorrow. Or if not tomorrow, it's the next couple of days. I've got a hobby day planned next week, which should be a lot of fun. Catch up with a good friend I haven't seen in a little while due to lockdown and all that stuff, so be good to catch up with a mate and do some hobby. Managed to track down online as well, like all the narrative book from the only dual box set I never managed to get, which was what we got, Carrion Empire. So I managed to track down the box with all the cool narratives. So I've got the models for that. So I might get that painted up and give Carrion Empire a little playthrough. Some cool little missions in those books. There's cool little narrative stuff in there that we'll probably play through. We'll give a run on the channel. We'll show them all off. Alrighty. That's going to be it for tonight, guys. Just a short one tonight. And I'll hopefully catch you all again sometime soon in the week. If not, we'll probably do something Monday, Tuesday night. And there should be some videos up on the channel on various other things. And we should have some more constant content coming out once we get past GHB. I can sort of gather what to actually put out that might be useful. In the meantime, though, everyone, stay safe, stay well, and most of all, keep fighting that war against the grey. I'll see you all again real soon. Ciao for now, and thanks for joining.